Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 51 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of ATM10. Today we're off to the Nether because I want to try and get some lenses going and some ore mining and all that good stuff. So let's figure out what we got here. So where's my Nether? I'll go to the time-based Nether locale. Seems pretty cool. Hey everybody. What's happening, Ghast? I don't want anybody shooting fireballs at me when I'm trying to do stuff here. Look at the size of that gas trophy. Holy cow. Alright, so, this is cool, right? So if we F3G this thing, we should be able to figure out exactly where we can, like, toss a nice little laser lens setup. So I'm thinking, like, right here. How about 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 1. This is probably about where I'm going to want my laser drill to be. And as much as I appreciate you guys being cool, go away. Leave me alone. Okay. Okay. So let's get some laser stuff set up here. You guys should have no problem linking up. This should be cool. So if we look at lasers, we'll note that the working area is basically a 3x3 in front of it, which means that in total we could have 9 times 4, 36 of these guys. If I wanted to, like, full speed this, right? But right now I've just got the 12, so that should be sufficient to get the ball rolling. So that should be cool. Now, in terms of lenses, we need 6 of them, which I taught everything ahead of time, so I'm kind of ready for this. Should be cool, right? So you guys go all in there. And then let's remember how this works. So the laser drill for raw uranium needs to be somewhere between Y5 and 29. And it has to be in the Nether to work. Okay, so let's bring this guy down to 10 for a depth, because that's between 5 and 29, right? And then what I'm going to do... Where are you even placing things? Let's do another energy thing from Ghost Dire Things. I appreciate you guys. I do. But also, for reals, I need to, like, do a keep in stock blaze gold kind of deal for this kind of setup. Alright, so similar setup to what we had previously. We're going to have you come down here, and then you're going to do a... I guess I was standing in the area of effect. That's on me. I was standing in the area of effect. And then, like that. Is that cool? And that'll go down 1 level, by the way. So, you know, if we do decide to go with a 3x3, this will cover everything. That'll be cool. Alright, so then we're going to need an Endergate Nitro. And that should be powering everybody. Is that cool? Yeah, buddy. Okay. And then he's progressing, and we should get raw uranium at a pretty high chance. We might get other stuff, but we should at least mostly get raw uranium, I think. Hooray! Raw uranium is the first thing we got. That's a good sign. Now, add-ons. We're going to need a lot of add-ons. So I'm going to get like 20 of each, which shouldn't be too hard to get, I hope. Yeah, we're lightish on that stuff. Let's go home for a sec. And I have a friend who can help me. Hooray! Not sure if that'll help or not. Oh, apparently apparently it does. Hooray! So 16 is where you guys stack to, huh? Today I learned. Back to where I was. Alright, so this guy, I think, can get some semblance of upgrades. Efficiency, is that right? Processing reduction time. Does that actually do anything? Like, they fit in there, but I've never determined if, like, they actually do something. Because usually they can't all stack like that. Like, this makes a difference, right? So if we look, it's currently going up to 50, right? So processing times 3 makes it run faster. Okay. Processing reduction time, this will drop it from 50 to 40, right? So now it has less to go. And then speed increase 200, right? And the processing, I think what that does is change this. So see how it's going up by 3 sometimes? So every time it runs, it normally does a +1 here. By putting a processing in there, it does a +3 on that. Okay. So we do that, and we do that, and we do that. And that works. And then I'll get efficiency times 4. Yes, I really want to, like, stop you. Alright, so it's looking good. I'm concerned at how much redstone ore we're getting compared to the raw uranium. So it's between 5 and 16, right? Any. And you're between 5 and 29. So if I changed you to 17, would that stop getting redstone ore then? I'll probably just start getting something else, like lapis. Yeah, because you're 13 to 34. I'll drop you down to 5, even though redstone is still there. Your weight is pretty high on 28. You know, thinking about it, your weight being 14, that's half as likely. And your weight is where? 5? Ugh. So even though I've got the lime lenses, it's not being exactly perfect for me. Alright, so let's do some kind of send it home deal. Do we have ender chests yet? We do have ender storage. Hooray. That's cool. Okay. I'll take that. Alright. Dude, really? You're kind of in my way, sir. Alright, so now you should be pushing up. Which will dump stuff in there. Okay, and then let's get this ender chest processing in some intelligible way, right? You should really probably be these kind of cables, shouldn't you? You would think. I feel like if I swap them, though, it's gonna make a mess of things. I guess it won't be the end of the world. Right? Should be fine. And then we pop this dude here with an importer. Now there's better imports, right? That's cool. AE2 export card? What's that do? Oh, out of your inventory? That's cool. That's kind of neat. I like that. We should try that at some point. I'm putting that on my to-do list. And then there's the extended one. Works faster than the normal one. Default speed multiplier is 8. It is configurable. They also have more upgrade slots compared to the normal ones. Cool. Well, let's put the normal one on there and see if it's fast enough. We'll definitely want some acceleration cards, though, right? So at this point, you're full of junk. We do this, and we throw these in here, and hopefully you'll keep up. Probably will keep up. All right, perfect. Cool, 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 cool. So now, are you producing uranium fast enough for me, or not really? Meh, is what I would say. So let's get more miners. Laser drills. So I'm going to ask for 24 more. Right? Because I said 36 is like the best I can do. Okay. And then while we're at it, we're probably going to want... 20 more of each of these. So I'll come back when all the crafting is done, because this will be just a minute or two. Alright, crafting complete. So we should have a bunch of this stuff ready to go. We should have our 24 drills ready to go. And we're going to see how fast this can be. And then you. And if I'm not mistaken, like, this literally just works, right? It should just be working. We don't even have to, like, wire up power to it because of just dire things. I feel like I've been sleeping on my own energy transfer dude a little bit. Like this transmitter is pretty cool, actually. I feel like I, you know, should probably be doing a better job of, you know. What do I feel like? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, 15. And you guys are all diamond tier, right? I didn't accidentally grab gold tiers by mistake. Yeah, now we're cool. I should probably just void those gold tiers, to be honest with you. Alright, so in theory, this is about as fast of a digital miner as you can get. Right? And don't forget there is a particle toggle here if you don't want those gold particles going. Which is probably a good idea when you have as many machines hooked up as there are here. So, I mean, that ain't terrible. We are getting raw Uranium here, by the way. And we should probably consider something to get that going out of there. So, like, as much as you're doing a good job, I don't love how little effort. Like the lenses don't feel like they're doing it, right? Like, I thought previously these lenses had, like, a pretty major impact on things. Like, you guys realize you're here, right? This ain't, like, a silly thing. But yeah, like, look how much not uranium we're getting. Now, in theory, every time we get uranium, it's coming in here, right? And we're getting a lot of other raw materials, too, which we could be processing, right? I assume we're collecting raw silver, raw nickel, raw zinc, raw tin. Uranium can't be processed by this, though, so here's what we're going to have to do, is figure out which of these can be processed and make sure that, like, it's done correctly. So aluminum definitely works. This guy works, raw platinum, so that's cool. And once we clear out the backlog, I think we'll be in a better place. Obviously, gold's gonna work, right? Oh, good. Iridium does too. Uranium might be, like, on the short list of ores that don't work. We're gonna have to see. Good. Gold works, so that's cool. How about silver? Silver's gotta work. I mean, we are getting a decent amount of uranium coming in. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, silver works, so that's good. Got to imagine nickel's going to work too, right? I'm going to get all this ore processed, and then we'll come back. Hey, would you look at that? Crimson iron works too. Okay, that's cool. I don't know if Crimson Iron has a spot over here, and it probably should if we're going to be getting it automatically-ish. I don't know how much I care about Crimson Iron, to be honest with you, so maybe I'll just be safe. Right? That should be fine. Perfect. Alright. Now, Uranium still doesn't work, though, or did that get fixed? Raw Uranium? No, it does not. Now, it can turn into Uranium blocks. So I guess we could either, like, smelt it directly. Right? So you can't process it in here, which is a bummer. So I guess the only thing we could do is just, like, dump it into here. So yeah, what we'll do is just you with Uranium. Is that cool? Works probably for me. Maybe you throw a few acceleration cards in there just to be cool. And that should be good. Alright, so now how are we doing on uranium? I actually have a decent amount of uranium going on. What's going on down in our Shrinky locale? You have plenty of uranium. Are you backstuffed on? You are! Hooray! So I think it's probably time to work on waste. I feel like that's a good idea. So I think our first question that we need to ask ourselves is, will solar neutron activators work in a compact machine? I don't know. Increased production speed, waste to polonium buffed. Well, that's kind of cool. I like the sound of that. Buffed is good. Waste to plutonium buffed. Also good. I'm actually very interested now. 5 becomes 1? What did it used to be? 10 to 1? I forget what it used to be. So, like, here's a thing. Right? And hopefully this works. We're going to have to find out. But to make a solar neutron activator, don't we need, like, plastic or something that I don't currently have? I guess not. But we're going to need some stuff. I guess we don't need HDPE sheets to make these. I don't know if that's a pack change or what. I kind of am excited about not having to do HDPE sheets. Can I be very honest about that? That sounds very cool to me. So let's make a solar neutron activator auto-craftable, only because there's like multiple steps that I don't feel like doing by hand. And I feel like just being able to click this and say make is worth the 4 slots of auto-crafting. Now, what time is it? It is daytime. So, like, I don't know if it actually needs to see sunlight or if it needs to be daytime or what the deal is, but, like, we're going to find out together, right? So we can go back in via our shift click. And what we're going to need to do, and doing this seems so dangerous. I'm trying to figure out, like, the best way to test this, knowing that it may not work, and I'm going to have to break this block. Because if this doesn't work down here, I'm going to have a bit of a problem. Because I don't know if we can extract from here. So let's see what we can do courtesy of laser IO and filtering and fluid cards, because this should work. Though I feel like somebody said it doesn't, but I guess we'll find out, right? So if I plop down a solar neutron activator and we were to put a chemical card in here, give me more chemical cards, by the way. And you were set to a counting filter, okay? Now, can I drag waste? I guess the dragging doesn't work. Yeah, I might need to figure out if there's a way to get dragging to work here. I guess we can skip the whole counting filter then, right? Unless I had some kind of waste, which I don't think I can get natively. Like, I don't think there's a way. If I had like a thing that held waste, that might be cool, but I don't. And I don't think there's a good way to get anything that holds waste because that's the way waste works. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that there's probably no good way to insert this. So side config. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this somewhere such that if this doesn't work, life goes on. And it might just live there as a monument to my failures. Does that sound cool? And if this does work, then we're going to rearrange it such that everything's going to be awesome. Okay, so you're going to insert here then, right? And your side config is such that you can insert everywhere and output out the front. So on the south side, you're going to be extracting. He doesn't seem to be working, does he? He really doesn't. Nope, and that's a lot of waste. That's a lot of waste. That may be a monument to my failures at this point, but is it nighttime? It is nighttime. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sleep through the night, and then we're gonna go down there and see if it's running. Because it's only allowed to run in daytime. So if it's running now... Nope. Definitely not running now. Whee! I assume there's no way to get rid of this compact machine wall. Probably not. Wonder what compact machine farming looks like. Is there any chance farming has, like, stuff on the roof and whatnot? So yeah, I'm not quite sure what this farming compact machine looks like. So before I play... Well, yeah, I'll put it here. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's just covered in dirt. I was hoping there'd be, like, a glass roof so that, like, sunlight comes in. But that works, I guess. Okay. It was worth a try. So I guess what I'm going to have to do then is get this nuclear waste. Ideally, if I could extract this, that would be cool. But alas, I don't think I can. So we're going to have to transport this cross-dimensionally using laser IO. Okay. And then we're going to have to find a spot to handle our cross-dimensional transfer of whatchamacallits. Because, yeah, we're going to waste bad. Radioactivity, bleh, don't want. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's set up an area where we're going to process all this nuclear waste stuff relatively far away from our base, such that if there is a nuclear incident, because you know Dyer, he no good at not causing nuclear disasters. I always screw up somewhere. Woo! So I'm just gonna like stick this somewhere. Look at this beautiful area. This could be a nice place. Um, maybe. Is there like a desert nearby that I'm aware of? I don't think I ever found a desert really. I might real quick. Is there like a cool desert? Desert. Search. Found. Did I mention I got a new computer? Pretty smooth, right? I ain't complaining. You can see terrain gen is still like a little chunky, but not like it used to be. So we might be getting to the point where we're getting where it used to be. How far away are we here? 600 and some blocks. Hello. Oh, look at these cool things. Okay. Getting there, right? This is a desert? Nope, this is a beach. But we should be near a desert somewhere. We are 100 blocks away from what is supposedly a desert. Hey, this looks like a desert. We could call this, you know, this could be a cool place for like a nuclear waste processing facility. How do we feel about that? Let's get a nice fancy cut and paste happening here, right? And then we just kind of like flatten this a little bit. Yeah, I like that idea. So like if we went from, let's say, here to about here, and that should be cool. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I can work with this. So this will be our nuclear waste processing facility, right? Any sand that I have can go into... Oh my, that is definitely a bit of a mess. That's okay. We can fill this in with this stuff. Cool. I like that. Yeah, we can definitely work with this. Okay, let's chunk align it. Okay, that's not terrible, but not perfect. But I can expand a little bit as needed. So let's get this filled in. So what I'm gonna want is building gadget of sand with horizontal wall mode. Well, that's a little bit hard to see, huh? Maybe that. That feels pretty good. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then I'm going to make this, how about exchanger of bricks? We'll max it out for a sec. Like right in that corner, and then over one. And are we out of bricks? We may be out of bricks. All right, you guys all go away, as do you, and Mr. Chisel helps me with some bricks. Cool. Okay, and then just one and one. And we're cool. All right, and then that'll be our chunk aligned processing, right? And I think we'll need more than one chunk for this. The only other thing I'm going to say that we need, oops, is we're going to need a teleport here, right? So we're going to say, we'll edit you, and we'll call you waste processing. Cool. So now we can easily home and waste processing. Cool. And then we can, so I'm thinking we'll definitely need like a copious amount of, one chunk should do it though. Yeah, I think we can make one chunk work. Yeah, I think we can. So we're gonna want oops. Radioactive waste barrels on the autocraft. Because we're gonna definitely remember need to have a lot of storage for like the spent nuclear waste so it can decay. And remember, we're gonna need a lot of those because of stuff, right? So we're going to want a solar neutron activator, and then we're going to want an isotropic centrifuge. Cool. You and you. And you. And that's cool. And then effectively we're going to do the thing that we normally do, and we can probably use like the wireless doohickey stuff to get like water and like the fluorite dust and all that stuff out here. Fair? So here's the plan. We're going to wrap up here. We're going to come back next time, get waste processing going wirelessly, courtesy of the fact that Laser IO can now do wireless chemicals. Cool. And then once we have that set up, we can have our thing running all the time, and we'll probably get an SPS going shortly thereafter, because remember, many moons ago, the whole reason we were doing this is to work towards the ATM star. It feels like weeks ago, but this was step 2. Did we say improbability? Yeah, so we need antimatter, right? And remember, antimatter comes from a bucket of antimatter, which we get from processing 1,000 millibuckets of polonium into 1 millibucket of antimatter. So for now, that's my sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.